All right, let's start with phase 2. So for this, we are now going to create the input box. So again, because this is going to be a separate division, what I'm going to do is I am going to create that division with the class name of row. So there we go. And inside this, the two things which we need is basically an input box and also this add button. So there are two things inside this division. So let's go ahead and create this. So first is input, and in the text, of course, type is the text which I want. The placeholder text will be something else which I will place, which is going to be add your task. Simple, right? And in this division we are also going to have a button. So there we go, button, and out here we are going to add the text add. So there we go, and we have our button and we have our ugly placeholder which we now need to style. So let's go ahead and style these as well. So let's create the dot row. Let's pick up the dot row class. What I also want out here to happen is basically I want this add button to be as far away as possible. So for that, what we are again going to use is basically the flex property, so that we can then create that space in between, right? So let's go ahead and code one by one so that it is very clear to you what is happening. So we're going to add the display flex, and what we're going to first do is we're also going to add some spacing between the to do and the input, because it's looking very cluttered right now. So what I'm going to do is under the heading 2, I'm going to add a margin bottom, which is going to be 20 pixel. There we go, perfect. Now let's go back to our division, our row division. We're going to add align items. We're going to center these. There we go. Then we are also going to add justify content, and we are going to add the space between, oops, not space around, space between, so that the add button now will go on this side. There we go, perfect, right? We are also going to add some kind of background color. We need to add a background color out here. We need to basically get both of these things into one division and make it look seamless. So this is the reason why we're doing all these styling for. So here is going to be a background color, and that is going to be FFF, a simple white color. Again, let me get all of this in the middle section so that all of this is clear to you and you can clearly see it and is visible. So we're going to add a border radius as well, which is going to be 30 pixel. We're going to add a margin bottom, which is again going to be 20 pixel. That's it. There we go. Again, it's still looking ugly, but now we're going to fix that as well. So basically how I'm going to fix that is I'm going to take the input and I'm going to style this now. And for both, see right now when you're clicking, you're getting some kind of outline, and we also have this ugly border. So we have to remove both of these. And also we have to make the background kind of transparent, and also get this text, the placeholder text, which is add your task. It's very close and it's stuck to the end. So we're going to also get it shifted a little bit on the right side. So let's do this really quickly. We are going to do border none, remove that. We are going to do outline none. We're going to remove that as well. We're going to give a background which is going to be, we're going to make the background transparent basically. And we are going to add a margin left as well of around 20 pixel. So boom, there we go, perfect, right? Now we don't have any outline, we don't have a border. It's starting to look a little bit seamless. Of course, this add button is now standing out and looking very off. So now we have to style this as well. So let's quickly style this button. Let's take button in the CSS, and for this I'm going to remove the border and I'm going to add none. So we have no border out here. Now we are going to give it a nice background color as it looks in this image. We are again going to take that same color, the orangish yellow color, and here we go. And now we're going to add a little bit of padding. So padding, we are going to add 16 pixel on the top and the bottom, and 30 pixel on the left and right. There we go. Perfect. See, it's starting to look so nice, right? Are you guys excited as I am? Let's give it a font weight as well, because I think it's a heavier font in this image on the bottom. So let's give it a font weight of, I'm just gonna say bolder and see how it goes. Yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a font size, which is gonna be around 16 pixel. I'm gonna give it a cursor. See, right now what is happening is basically when I do come out here, when I hover out here, it's just this, the cursor which is there is just like an arrow one. I want it to be pointer. So I'm gonna show you how the cursor pointer looks like. And oops, see? So the hand button comes, the pointer button comes, which is pretty cool, I feel. You know, it gives a nice UI experience. So yeah, we have created our button. Now what we want to do is basically also give it some kind of border radius, because we don't want a square button. So we are going to do a border radius of 40 pixel. There we go. Perfect. I think now we are done with our phase 2 as well. So now we have to move to phase 3, which is going to be creating this task list, which is going to be creating this division. And how we're going to tackle that is we are going to create our tasks, which we need to create. We also need to create these checkered divisions. So we're going to add that as well. And of course, these crosses button, we are going to add that as a functionality in JavaScript. So this is not going to be included in the phase 3. And in the phase 3, all we're going to do is we are going to create this division, and we are going to add these checks and the task. So let's move on and create that. So for this, let us now create a division which will contain our tasks. So out here, I'm again going to take an unordered list, and inside the unordered list I am going to create task 1, task 2 and task 3. So that for that we use the li element, and we are going to use task 1, and there we go. I'm just going to press Shift Alt and copy it. It's a shortcut. It's that's how we do it. So task 1 we already have. I'm just going to name it task 2 and task 3, right? Boom. So our task 1, task 2 and task 3 is created, but we can't see anything because it is black in color. That sucks, right? So let's go and style it. To style it, we are going to take our unordered list and the list element, and what we're going to do is basically ul, and in that we're going to select our subselector, which is going to be li, and let's give it some color first. So I'm going to give it a gray color. I'm going to say list style none. So let's just check it out. Yeah, I removed those pointers as well. Now I think I need to give it some kind of, I will need to give it some kind of padding. So let me just arrange this screen real quick before I go ahead and add some padding. Yeah, little screen rearrangements I had to do. So yeah, let's give it a quick padding. So I'm going to give it a padding of 14 pixel on the top, 8 pixel on the right, 2 pixel at the bottom, and I wanted to shift it more to the right hand side, so I'm gonna give it 50 pixel. There we go. So perfect padding has also been created. Now let me also give it some kind of font size. So I'm gonna give it a font size of 17 pixel. There we go. I kind of like it. And what is happening out here is whenever I do hover over here, there's this annoying copy mark which I can do. I don't want the user to select the text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type user select none. There we go. So now I can't select the text, you know, so it looks pretty cool, right? Now what I want to actually do is add these check marks, add these check buttons. So for that, how do I do that? First, I need some way to add these check buttons. So for that, what I am going to use is a pseudo class. So I'm going to pick up ULLI and I'm going to add before. There we go. And inside this, I want some kind of content. So what I'm going to do is basically add content, and it's going to be empty. So basically when you do this, basically the content empty is used to add extra content. It means empty pseudo element is added, and even though it contains no text, it can be styled. So let's go ahead and also add a background image out here. The image which we have in our folder is, as I have shown you earlier, let me just quickly show you again what are the images which we have in our folder as well. There are basically three images. One is checked, one is icon, and one is unchecked. So for our background image, we are going to add a URL, and we are going to give it images, and we are going to select the unchecked PNG, right? I still can't see anything. So what needs to happen out here, we have to give it some kind of parameters. So I'm going to give it width of 28 pixel. I'm going to give it height of 28 pixel. I'm going to give it background size and background size. I'm going to use cover, and I'm going to use background position, which is going to be center. Now again, I can't see anything because right now our element which we have created in this has no position at all, because it's something which is from a pseudo class, and pseudo class don't have any parent elements. So right now what we have to do is actually give it some kind of position in our document flow. So for that, what we're going to do is going to create out here position, and we are going to create absolute, and this is going to then be a child to this one, which is going to be the ULLI. So out here, the position which we're going to give is relative. There we go. So I think we should see, yeah, right now, as I told you, like, you know, now these unchecked PNGs have some kind of position on our web page, on our document. So now let's position them further. Let's just get them on the side so that it looks like those check buttons for the tasks which have been created. So let's just give it a top of 8 pixel, and first we are going to just erase something. We're going to just give it 1 pixel. I think that should be perfect. There we go. I hope you're understanding what I'm doing, and we've pretty much done and finished our phase 3 as well. And now what we're going to do is move on to the next stage of adding functionality to our to-do app. So I hope you guys are excited, and yeah, let's do it.